Welcome to thelandmaster.com. Today we're going to show you a terrific property, probably one you've never seen before. It's located on the north side of Lake Livingston in a subdivision called Impala Woods. Getting properties on the north side of the lake in Onalaska is really hard to do. They're just not available anymore, and if they are, they're in excess of $15,000 to $20,000. Well, we have a property right now that you just can't find. It's a triple lot. There's no more triple lots left in the area, but we have a triple lot. Today I'm going to show you lots 16, 17, and 18, section 5, block 5. The front of the property is 70 feet of width and approximately 90 feet of depth. So the plot is about as perfect as you can get. It's not too thin, not too wide. Really nice looking plot, almost a perfect square. The property is fenced in. The property has been cleared and is partially developed. We calculate that the buyer of this property will save anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 in development costs, alone with the clearing and the water meters already installed. Part of the septic installation is done. In other words, the road has been bored. The county will have to install a pressure system, but they do that. You don't have to hire independently, and it'll run about $3,200. In this area, it costs around $4,500 to $4,800 to install septic. Well, it's only $3,200 because it was partially developed before. So over in all, I think you're saving around $6,000 to $8,000 with this property. Today we're going to walk the property. I'm also going to show you the boat ramp section that each lot owner is privileged to. Your association dues are cheap. They're around $220 per year. Normally in subdivisions like these, you're going to pay in excess of $350 to $400 per year. Not in this subdivision. It's the best bang for your buck that you're going to find. So we're really happy with this subdivision. We also live in this subdivision. So there's no better expert on this property than us. We thank you for looking at our webpage. We update our webpage every week, so everything is current on our webpage. We're able to offer this property for sale at a cash price, or we can owner finance. It's up to you. Contact us for more details at 423 Buy Land. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, this is a really super property. This property has two streets that border it. You have the main street, which is Ibex South, IBEX, and runs that way. Then you have an adjacent street. As you can see, it says Fawn. And it's a grass platted street. It's grass street, it's platted. Runs over there. There's nobody back there. Nobody back there. So basically, this side street is an excellent place to park your car. You can see my vehicle right there. Okay? It's an excellent place to park your car. If you have family over, you have Thanksgiving, you could park 2 or 3 cars down there, and you don't have to worry about anybody removing the car from the street. Now that's yours to use. It's not your land, it's a platted street, but it dead ends into nothing. So that's really helpful. Here is the Front Street Ibex South one more time. Now I pride myself in doing these videos because I want people to know exactly what they're going to see before they get there. That's better for me, it's better for you, it'll save you a lot of time and trouble. Okay, roughly 70 feet here and by 90 feet of length, and I think it goes to 100 feet at the back. And, you know, in my previous video I just said 70 by 90. It's roughly 6,300 square feet. Now I want to walk the street because that's really important. This neighbor here keeps his property nice, neat, and clean. He's got a cool looking little, I think it's a kid's playhouse with a little slide that goes down there. He's got a cute looking cabin, and he's always keeping his property neat. He's got to cut his grass in. Right across the street is a house. The grass is overgrown, but they do cut it periodically. I don't think people are there full-time. I don't see anybody there full-time. There's not a lot of full-timers here, and that really adds to the privacy on the street. You know, as we walk down the street, there's another green single wide. Once again, I do not think it's a full-timer. There's actually a real estate agent's for sale sign out there. A lot of these people will have these as cabins, and they'll use it for a small amount of time. But now I don't like to be putting people's houses on film too much, so just wanted you to get a gander of the street. Real quiet. Everybody keeps to themselves. This person to the right, as you can see, he's got a privacy fence. Got a neat looking little structure on there. And he's got an American flag in the front yard, which we really dig. We really like that. We're patriots ourselves. We love our country very much. So really, really neat looking house. There's an RV right there with a cover on it. Nicely done. Here's a cute looking house. Looks like it was freshly painted, maybe in the last year or so. This is definitely a retirement area. So we've owned this property 6 months. I've never seen anybody except for one passerby that actually stopped and waved. It's really, really quiet. You know, neighbors are always a question, right? You're gonna go buy a property, you're always skeptical of neighbors. Well, we make it a priority to research and show you the neighbors and figure this out for you. So, hey, this street, you got a green light. Neighbors won't bother you. You won't even know they exist. And they don't want to be bothered. And you don't want to be bothered. So this is not like the city. So far I've shown you 3 or 4 places, right? None of the people I've ever seen, I've ever met. I've never even seen cars pull in their driveway. So I'm going to assume that most of them are part-timers, out-of-towners. They live in Houston or they live out of the area. Okay. Here's a picture of our property that we have for sale. I originally shot it from up the corner here. Here's our fence line right here. And the fence line jets back. Okay, and next to us is a property. It's an RV. It's not the cleanest RV, but here's the deal on this. We had to find out. Some guy live here or not? No, he doesn't live here. He's a Houstonian, just like a lot of people that are going to watch this video. He comes up once every 2 or 3 months. So I'm assuming when he comes up and he does his spring cleaning and then he takes off. The only thing I know about him is he's really, really, really nice. No talk of kids or family. Just a weekender. He's just a weekender. And he has somebody cut his grass for him down the street. As we go to the corner, to show you what's right around the corner. A lot of people tell me they like this part of the video because, you know, seeing a lot is one thing, but you're going to drive 70 miles. You want to know what you're up against. Cute little yellow house right here. The grass is being cut by one of the former board members, he told me, and I think he cut it a week ago. It's growing quickly. So I'm under the impression that this may not be a full-timer either. I never see any cars in the driveway or anything, or it's an elderly person that never comes to their door. I don't think so, because they have him cutting the grass. As you go around the block here, this property I really like. It's the typical weekender. You can see the covered metal roof over the travel trailer. Yeah. So these people, you'll just never see. Non-existent. And when you go down this street, I believe there's more full-timers down there, more residential. Nice to know this person right here has a fence because you don't have to worry about dogs chasing you, dogs coming on your property. This person just comes up once every couple of months. No dog problem there. And I never see anybody down in the immediate area right there. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not going to have many problems with animals. Now, for our beautiful property, love this property. Very gentle slope, as you can see. Very gentle. So it's going to have a nice runoff, and you're not going to compromise too much of the slope. It's very gentle. This property had a mobile home on before. Now, as I explained in my video, the average cost for a septic is going to run you $4,500 and possibly $5,000. It's kind of hard to say. A pump and grinder system, which is a small tank and a small engine, is installed by the city. And here's the deal. The city is cheap. So the city upped their rates to $4,500. And when I bought this property, I had this property fully inspected by the city of Onalaska. We called him up, we set an appointment, he came out and he walked the property with me and he said, Paul, look, you're gonna spend $3,200, not $4,300, because $1,100 of it is the amount they pay to bore the street to bring the line over. Well, since this had a pump and grinder system before, and there is a pipe coming out of the ground, that just has to be replaced, but the installation or the bore from that street has already been done, so it saves you $1,100, okay? The water meter in this town is gonna run you probably about $15 to $16.50, right? So if you add $16.50 plus $4,500, well, you can do the math. You're up to $6,000, right? This has a water meter on it. We had the water turned on. We just turned it off last week because we don't need it anymore because we cleared the lot. So you have your water meter right here. You have your street bore right there. You just need to go and dig that up. The city would do all that for you and drop the new one in. We don't do it because we don't know where the new buyer is going to want to put their unit. It's not like a typical system. You really want to figure out where you're going to put your RV before you install the new septic system, okay? So if you put the new septic system at the back, then you're going to put your RV at the back. If you want your RV at the front, you might want it installed over there. So you know what? It's better off we don't get involved. It has an old pole on it. I do not know whether you have to install the new pole or not. I will tell you that it's cheaper if you go underground electric. The electric company is called Sam Houston Co-op. Okay. They will probably come snip these wires. You have to make an appointment, do an inspection. They will snip these wires. And I don't think that they don't accept old poles, but you don't need to get a big pole. If you take the wire from there and you say, hey, Sam Houston, I want it underground, they will get the ditch witch. They will dig the trench. They will give you 40 feet of wire, at least 40 feet. Anything after 40 feet, you're gonna pay by the foot. So they give you 40 feet, they drop it. If you got the pole right here, a little 4x4 pole, they'll even set it in cement. So a really simple equation for electricity. You go down to the builder store, they have your 30-60 amp service all set up on a pole, little 4x4, all to code to pass for the electric company. It's like $250, $300. You go get the pole, you bring it back, you lay it down here. You call up Sam Houston, they come out and do the inspection, and they snip the wire, and then they'll give you an appointment, usually a week. They'll drop the line, they'll take your pole, they'll stand it upright, they'll drop it in cement. So, if you can get away with a $250 pole, $300 pole, and an extra 10, 20 feet of electric, you may get away with $350. I don't know what they charge for a first-time account user. You have to call them, but it's not that big a deal. Once you have electricity, the whole world opens up. Ben Franklin was pretty smart when he discovered it, huh? So here's the back of the property. There's nothing back there. Nobody's going to build back there, so you have that type of privacy. We didn't clear back there, obviously. Now, we did the clearing on this lot. This was overgrown. We did a lot of work. There are stumps left. You know, I can come here if it's really that important to the buyer, and I can work for a couple of days and chop most of these stumps off at the ground if that's what I have to do. But it's hot out. I think you all understand. This right here are some blocks that were there. We didn't pull them up. Who knows when you need blocks. I'm keeping the property maintained. Okay. And by the way, we're stepping out onto Fawn. You can see my vehicle there. Once again, great place to park cars, Thanksgiving. The fence will have to be completed. A little rehab on the fence if you have a dog. But hey, you got most of the fence here. You can't beat that. We really like this property. I'm real proud of this property. And I think you'll like it too. Travel trailers, mobile homes, site built. Bring it. You can do it. We're going to go to the boat ramp now. I'm going to give you a tour of the boat ramp real quickly. And call me at 423byland.com. Okay, This is the cream of the crop. This is what makes this subdivision so special. There is no subdivision that I know of in this entire area that has what Impala Woods has. If you want to access the lake and you want a weekend place to come on up, this is what you want. It has it all on one little island, or should I say a lollipop, okay? And it's guarded by a gate. You get a key and you come in. Now this is a virtual playground. It has everything that other subdivisions don't have. Most subdivisions in the area that supply a boat ramp, just so you know, they have a little boat ramp that jets out between a house. They don't have this entire, I guess it may be like 2-3 acres. They don't have this entire area full of things to use so that you can enjoy the lake. First of all, to the right is the Impala Woods boat ramp. Okay, so you drop your boat right here. I can't say enough about this. Place is awesome. This place is awesome. So you drop your boat right here. Now, you can park your car anywhere around there that you want. You notice my vehicle's right up there. Now, you see that structure? You'll never find this. If you buy a property in any other subdivision, you'll never find that. That's a structure that can be rented out by the lot owners. Inside that structure is an oven, a fridge, several tables, and check this out, air conditioning, really important. Now, I haven't asked them how much that they are going to charge a lot owner to rent it out, but here's what I'll tell you. You got your family up, somebody gets married, you want to throw something, a little party over here, this is the place to do it. It's got AC inside, it's got tables inside, it's got a fridge inside. It's hardly ever used. I've seen a few people throw parties out here with like 10, 20 people, and they rent this out because it's really handy to use. So you have this big building to use on the water, okay? And you have picnic tables right there, of course, so you can barbecue outside. Now, my favorite aspect is not the actual dock or the boat ramp. That building right there. That building is worth millions. See, when you're fishing in this subdivision and that urge comes on, you have a bathroom. And there's no subdivision that I know of, maybe one on the other side of the lake, that gives you a toilet to use. And there's a woman's side, because we know women are probably cleaner than men. And there's a men's side. I've used this bathroom before. They keep it fairly clean. And when it's 10 o'clock at night and you gotta go, you're so grateful. I was, I'll tell you that much. As I walk out from the bathroom, take you towards the lake. There's a little playground back there, and you know, if you got kids, young kids, there's a little playground. You can see that it's just a great spot to hold a party, a barbecue, picnic. It really is terrific. There's no subdivision that's going to give you this. Not at all. And their land stretches way down there. So you got these little seats here. Plenty of space to do with as you want. Now, of course, while you're barbecuing and you got your family playing back there and you got 10, 20 kids, this is one of the very few subdivisions that actually gives you stairs to go into the lake to go swimming. Now, I'm going to show you the dock. There's a dock way out there. The water doesn't get any deeper than about 4 feet. Way out there. So right about here, it's about 2.5 feet right now. So all of this can be covered with your family, with floaties and everything. And the water is beautiful right now. But this is designated for swimming. So it gives you that ability to swim in the lake. And that's pretty neat. Now, this dock right here was built about 5 years ago, and it's fairly new, maybe 6 years ago. And this is where a lot of people go fishing. You see this gentleman over there is fishing. I don't want to get him on camera. So. Did you catch anything? You got a big one? You're flying a kite. This gentleman is flying. Yeah? That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. He's flying a kite. You got it hooked to your fishing pole, huh? That's cool. Very cool. Very cool. So anyway, he's here's the dock. It's a long video, guys. I'm sorry about that, but it's just, you got so much to work with, and if I'm spending a lot of money and I have to drive 60, 70, 80 miles to scope out real estate, there's nothing worse than showing up and the seller is leaving something out, or the seller is obviously hiding something. We don't hide anything. The subdivision is comprised of a little bit of everything. It's no Taj Mahal. Definitely sometimes street by street. Some streets are really nice, some aren't. I'm really picky with what I buy. So I get the best that I have to work with. I show you everything. And this is great. Look, maintenance crew must have just replaced this, right? And they must have replaced this as new wood. Kind of nice to know that they're maintaining this subdivision. They did the same to the other side, you know, and you know, for a second we focus on this beautiful lake. It really is. Oh, hey, by the way, a little fact that is really important for lot owners. If you're into fishing, right there in the distance is the bridge. Okay, there's the bridge. Right here is where you drop your boat. So you take your boat, you go right to the bridge. Underneath the bridge, just this little section right there. Or is it right there? Right about there. Is called the channel. See, that's where the Trinity River comes in and floods this entire lake. So to be in a subdivision that close, 5-minute ride to the channel, where over here the depth is like 4 feet, right? And when you get to the channel, it starts to drop on your depth finder, like 4, 10, 12, 13. The channel is like a V-shaped formation where it gets real deep, where the river has forged its way over time, right? Well, the significance is right there in that channel is the big catfish, the big ones. And I guess because as it gets hotter in the summertime, they go to the deeper waters where it's cooler. So right now, if you took your boat out there, you might be able to pop some 25, 30-pound catfish. I know this for a fact because I did it once. I had a customer take me out and teach me how to drop trout lines. We went out there. He showed me, taught me everything on a depth finder. He explained to me the whole concept. He said, Paul, you're so lucky that this subdivision, you drop your boat and all you do is come here. You're so lucky. If you're into fishing, you don't have to go all the way across the lake and spend 30, 40 minutes trying to make your way over there. You're right there where the big fish are. So that's really cool. If you're into fishing, and that's why you want the property, you can drop your boat and so quickly be where the channel is, where the river comes in. Well, it's been a real long video, and I gotta say, I'm short-winded now. If you have any questions, call me, 423-BUY-LAND. You know, you can text me 7 days a week up to midnight. I got no kids. We don't have kids. We market 7 days a week nationally, so we have to stay up till midnight. So, thank you very much. Take care.